All right. Well, good morning, church family. Want to send a good morning as well to the people who are watching along online. If you're watching on our YouTube, we just hope that you're blessed by this opportunity to open up God's Word, to gather together and worship, and this chance we have to be able to especially focus on God's Big Ten, His 10 Commandments. But before we talk about God's Big Ten, I want to tell you guys another story about something that I got to experience when I was in 7th grade. When I was in 7th grade, I had a chance to go to possibly one of the coolest places in the world. And it just so happened to be just a few hours away from our home in Michigan. It did mean we had to cross the border into Ohio, but it was only a little while, so it wasn't that terrible. But if you know the Midwest, if you're from the Midwest, there are only two words you have to say, and everybody immediately says, "Oh yeah, I love that place." Those words are Cedar Point. Anybody ever been to America's Rock and Roller Coaster? Oh, come on, you guys. That's one of the jokes I've had about living here in Casper, is it's 1,100 miles to anything. It's 1,100 miles to the ocean. It's 1,100 miles to the nearest amusement park. It's 1,100 miles, I think, to the nearest bookstore. But one of these days, we're going to have a church field trip, and we're going to spend an all day and an all night another day driving to Cedar Point to go ride some of the coolest roller coasters in the world. There are coasters where you stand up and coasters where when you sit down, there is no floor below you. There are coasters that only go up and down, and coasters that go up and down and upside down. This place is somewhere that I still, at 40 years old, turn into a little kid and get giddy because of, if you couldn't already pick up on that. In fact, a couple of years ago, I had a chance to go with my dentist to Cedar Point because he's just as big a kid about roller coasters as I am, and he and I and his now wife, the three of us, went down and had a wonderful time at Cedar Point riding all of the coasters. They have coasters that are 200, 300, 400 feet tall. They have coasters that go 70, 90, and even 120 miles an hour. In fact, there is one coaster, you can kind of see it in the top left corner there, that tall straight up thing with the white and blue marks. That's called Top Thrill Dragster. I had a chance to ride that coaster for the first time when I was 35 years old, because before that, I couldn't. Partly because it's broken, and sometimes because it's over 400 feet tall. When you come to Cedar Point, you look out at all of the coasters. They're 150, 250, and you see this one. You can see it from a mile away, 400 feet. And you just spend the whole time looking at it like, that is so tall. You know what's crazy about that coaster? It takes crazy people to ride on it, for one. Yeah, it's 420 feet tall. But when you sit down in your car, in the little race car, they don't have you go up the hill and then down the hill slowly. They count you down. It's like a drag racing car. And you can see red, yellow, green, like those good racing, drag racing cars. And everyone in the park sees it go red, yellow, green, and then you go. And you accelerate from 0 to 120 miles an hour in just over 2 seconds. Exactly. Oh, whoa. This acceleration is so intense, I forgot that I'm about to go up. I forgot there was a hill. And all of a sudden, my brain clicked in.